All right, fellas. First, I gotta say, it's Saturday evening, so what a game, man! What a game! Way to fight, way to come back. I know that has to feel incredible to get that late surge there and everything, man. So I'm not a coach, I'm not an announcer, I'm not going to talk about it or whatever, but that was awesome. That was awesome. I'm super happy for you guys. And that kind of, I almost changed my video I did at the last minute, but I'll save it for another video. There's a great pinch hit story in the book of Esther that just totally, that's where I wanted to go after today. But anyway, we'll stick with this one. We'll save that one for a Monday or for another video in the future. But one of the cool things that I've learned with you guys too, like I know I talked about win the ones and different phrases that you guys have taught me over the season, but the other one I really like is when a ball gets hit deep and you're like, hey, we got a guy. And you know, whether it's Trace or Mason or Hummer or Cupid or whoever it is, and they make the play. We got a guy. Like that confidence that the ball goes up, it's going back, but you know you've got somebody there. And it'd be really easy just to say, well, you know, you got a guy in God, but I do want to give you some actual examples from the Bible. And this is kind of going way back and then all the way to the end, so almost beginning to end in the Bible. In the book of Deuteronomy, you know, there's a guy named Moses. Well, then there's also the next guy in lines named Joshua. And right before he takes over to lead the Israelites, Moses tells him that the Lord will be with you. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. And then out of that book, it rolls into the book of Joshua. And God tells Joshua that no matter where you go, I'll be with you. You don't have to worry. Be strong, be courageous, because I'm going to be with you. And then just a little bit further, it's like 2 books later, there's a story about this woman named Ruth who leaves her land and everything she's familiar with, because the lady that was her mother-in-law is moving back to her homeland. And so Ruth leaves and she has this opportunity to get out. Like she doesn't have to stay attached to her mother-in-law. And it's a really good story. You should read it. It's a short book. It would be a good thing for you to read sometime. But just the big gist of it here is that even though Ruth didn't have to go with her mother-in-law, she didn't have to take care of her, she didn't have to stay with her, she says, wherever you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your God will be my God. Your people will be my people. And then she also says, and where you die, I will die. Like she's going to stick with her no matter what. And then Jesus in the New Testament, at the very last line of the book of Matthew, he says, surely I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. And then the last book of the Bible, one of the last chapters of the Bible, it describes a new heaven and a new earth. And it says that God's dwelling will be with men, like he will live among them. So God is with us. We literally have a guy, and he's a good one. He's always going to be there. And I brought the cross, and I know there's a few of you that have never even seen this thing because you haven't been on a Monday, and I know some people even missed that Monday before Easter, but your name is on this cross because you indeed have a guy. You have a guy who went to the cross for you, who took your place, who died for your sins, my sins. We have a guy. His name is Jesus. He never drops it. He never, makes a mistake. And so, like, if you just imagine that you're on the mound, right? And you're, you know how that is, whether you're a pitcher or not, you know the feeling of when that ball goes off the bat and you think, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to it? Do I have support behind me? And then in reality, that's how we are with God. Like maybe we mess up, maybe we throw this one little thing wrong, maybe we have some overwhelming foe against us or whatever it might be, but we know we've got somebody to clean up behind us. We've got somebody back there who can handle our mistakes, who can handle anything that the world might throw at us. He can handle it. We have a guy. There's a great song. It's called The God Who Stays. Some of you may have heard it. If you've never heard that song before, just look it up and listen to it. Some powerful, powerful words in that song. And one of the lines says that he is the God who stays. He runs in my direction when the whole world walks away. And there are lots of times in a game, I know, where you feel like everything's falling apart and everything's against you. But the bigger picture is that in life, sometimes it feels like, everybody's just like poof. They scatter. They're not there. The world is quick to jump on a bandwagon, and people in the world are quick to jump off of it too. They will scatter at times, sometimes when we most need them. But God runs in our direction. Just imagine that, see that, right? That things are bad and you feel like you're alone, God runs in your direction. So whatever you're going through, and I know this is the end of the semester, and there's tests and decisions about what to do over the summer and all kinds of things that may be running on in your mind, and maybe there's other things going on with family, with relationships, or whatever they may be. Just know that you have a God who runs in your direction. No matter what. He comes for you. He comes for me. He is not going to leave us. He's always going to be there. We have a guy. We have a God. The God who stays. Have a great rest of the weekend. I'll be tuning in tomorrow. Enjoy this opportunity to win the series, and you guys have a safe flight home. I'll be praying for you and looking forward to spending some time with you on Monday. Go Hawks. Adios.